So today I'm going to discuss the top 5 must-haves for 2019 in Supercoach, or the ones that I think are the absolute must-haves. I think the top 3 are, I don't think you can dispute them. Maybe the other 2 you can, but probably not. So the first guy I will discuss is Brodie Grundy, 44% ownership. So pretty popular already. I like Brodie Grundy a lot. Very professional player. Doesn't miss many games at all. I think he was injured last year for about, it was a very minor injury. And you could see in an interview, they were asking him, are you going to play? And he was doing, you could see he was doing absolutely everything just so he wouldn't miss a single game. So I like that from a Supercoach perspective. So that was really good. And the way he plays, it's the new rules will suit him because he already played in terms of grabbing the ball out of the ruck and winning his own clearances, because there is more emphasis on centre clearances for this year. So yeah, I like Brodie Grundy. He's very expensive, but at the same time, I really don't like the alternatives. You could make a case for Gawn, but there is probably more risk with Gawn. And I think Grundy has been injured this pre-season, but I don't think it's been a major injury. I think Jordan Roughhead stepped on his toe. So nothing too major. So yeah, I like Grundy, and yeah, he'll be in my team. The next player I believe who is a must-have is a defender. It's Lachie Whitfield. Whitfield's very durable. He had an outstanding season last year. He's the #1 pick, super talented. I think he has a high ceiling. He was picked a little bit in the midfield. He was a mid only last year, and a few people did pick him. Probably didn't work out, but that probably because he played halfback most of the time. So he had a really good final series. Fantasy Freako sent out a tweet where Whitfield played 80% of the game on the wing, or 82% on the wing during the finals, and he scored 2 130s in those 2 finals games. That's pretty good. That's really good. He's not going to average that for the year, obviously, but still, that's very impressive. And during the season, he played 70% in defence in the home and away season, and he averaged 99. So he's going to play, you would think he plays more mid-time this year. He will play a bit halfback. I think Leon Cameron has said that, but still, I think he could go anywhere between, I'm not sure, 95 and 115. Probably, I think he can go mid-hundreds, so I don't think he'll go as low as 95, but he's fair priced for 542k. It's a fair price for him. And an interesting fact on him is, I think his mum used to get him up at 6 every morning before school, and Whitfield would do an hour of just some sort of exercise. I think it was mostly core exercises. So interesting fact. So that's probably why he went pick 1. So I like Whitfield. There's not much of a case you can make to not pick him. So yeah, I'll be locking in Lachie Whitfield. Okay, the next guy is another GWS player. So Zach Williams. I think his price is too good to pass up. I think that's the main selling point here. He was ranked the second best general defender 2 years ago, which is when he last played in the home and away season. So I think, yeah, the second best, #1 was Elliot Yeo, and he's turned out to be an absolute superstar. So I really like Williams, well priced, and he didn't look like he missed a beat when he came back for the finals last year. I think he came back, he scored 117, and then the second game, I think he only scored 70 or 80 something. But I think GWS did really struggle that game against Collingwood. So it was a tough game for GWS. So that's why I like Zach Williams. Again, I've said this a few times in my other videos, but I think it's more of a risk not to pick him than to pick him, because the value is just too good. I don't know what he's going to average. I would guess between 90 and 100. 90 wouldn't be the best result, but it wouldn't be a disaster by any stretch of the imagination for his price. So, yeah, fantastic player. As far as I know, for pre-season, lock him in, Zach Williams. The next guy, you can probably guess the next two, but it is I Dream of Heeney. So I believe this is Heeney's first full pre-season, I think, and he said he's improved his fitness this year. I don't think it was much of an issue last year, but if it was, it's you couldn't really notice it that much. So I like Heeney, probably the most talented player in the AFL. I mean, that's a big call, but probably one of the most talented players in the AFL. I said this last year, but he averaged 200 in cricket. How do you average 200 in cricket? I don't know. Not score 200, average 200. So that's just incredible. And I think you would think he gets more mid-time this year. Although if Buddy Franklin is injured still, I think he's battling for round one, Buddy Franklin. We might see Heeney go a bit forward to start off with. But I still think he's just a super player, and I really like him. And again, with the guys in his price bracket, like Gray, Dunkley, and McLean, they all have question marks over how much forward time they're going to get. Whereas Heeney, I think it's a safer bet to say Heeney will get a better forward mid-split. Because they're going to really need him in the midfield this year. So I like Heeney. First full pre-season, I believe. Yeah, I think you just have to pick him. Safe pick. And just super talent. Still only 21 or 22. I think 22. So already had 2 premium scoring years. So that's unbelievable for Heeney. I think you just have to pick him. So finally we have the number 1 pick, and no surprises here. It is the King, Patrick Dangerfield. I've never seen a player that's so quick and has so much power. It's just unbelievable. I was just thinking the other day, if you've seen Superman, you know at the start of the movie, he's like in outer space or something, and then they send down a child down to Earth in like a capsule or something, and I think that capsule landed in Moggs Creek, and then Jeanette and John Dangerfield saw the child and said, we have to foster this kid. And they did a fine job of it, because it produced Patrick Dangerfield. Should have been the Brownlow this year, I think. But yeah, other than that, what do we know this year? So last year he didn't complete a full pre-season because he had back issues and he had the hamstring injury. This year he's completed everything as far as I know, and he said he's completed double what he did last year. Not only that, Chris Scott said he will play a lot more in the midfield this year than last year. On that note, I'll leave it at that. So those are my top 5 must-haves right here. I will definitely be picking all of these guys. The only guy we need to watch is Grundy, because he's in full training now. But he had an injury that went a bit longer than expected. So other than that, good luck and we'll see you soon.